Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you guys along to see how I make this interesting and delicious oven baked jollof rice. So if you are interested, continue watching and let's get started. Here is the goat meat that I'm going to use for this recipe. I've cleaned up my goat meat, then I cut it to the size that I want. And I'm going to be marinating the goat meat with some onions, garlic, ginger, and some scotch bonnet. As you can see, I've blended everything together. I'll be adding some thyme, salt, some beef stock, and I'm going to use my hands to make sure that I mix everything together very well. I'm going to add some rosemary and some sage leaf. This sage leaf is very nice. I like using it when I'm cooking my goat meat. You just add this nice flavor to it. I'll cover it and I'll leave it to marinate for about 2 hours. Here are the beautiful fresh vegetables that I'm going to be using: some tomato, scotch bonnet, garlic, onions, ginger, dehydrated pepper, paprika, and some bell pepper. So as you can see, I've taken off the seed out of the tomato and I'm going to blend them quite roughly because I don't want them to be too smooth. It's time for me to cook the goat meat. I'm not going to be adding water right away. I'm just going to cover it. I will allow it to cook for about 10 minutes before we add water to it. That just adds more taste to the meat. So I've blended all the vegetables together. I'm just going to cook it to allow the water to reduce it a little bit. I'm going to be leaving all the details of this recipe in the description box below, so you can check it out if you want to make this recipe. I'm just going to stir everything together, then I'll cover it. I will allow it to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. I've been cooking this goat meat for the past 10 minutes without adding water. So now I'm going to be adding water. Then I will cover the goat meat. I will allow it to cook for another 30 minutes because the goat meat is a little bit hard. So I need to cook it until the goat meat is well cooked. Here is the rice that I'm going to be using. This rice is called flying rice. I got it from the African shop in where I live. It's really nice to make your jollof rice. So I'm going to be soaking the rice with some warm water and salt. I will leave it for about 7 minutes. Then I'll wash it out of the water and put it in my sieve for all the water to drop out. The goat's meat is done. So now I'm just going to take it out of the pot. Then I will set it aside for later to fry. Now I'm going to be frying the goat's meat with some vegetable oil. You can use any oil of your choice, and you can even grill your goat's meat in the oven if you wish, but today I decided to fry my own. I'll be adding half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and some sage leaf. I'm just going to fry them for about 2 minutes. I want all these ingredients to infuse inside this oil. In that way you have this nice aroma flavor in your goat meat. And also I'm going to be using this oil to make this stew for the jollof rice. So as you can see, it's going to be very, very tasty. So my wonderful friends out there, If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe before you leave, and also remember to set that notification bell icon to all. That will notify you anytime I upload a new video. And you can also share my video to your friends and to family. Please do that before you leave. Thank you so much. I'll be very appreciative. It's time for me to make the stew for the jollof rice. I'll be using the vegetable that I blend together, some diced onions, curry, nutmeg, Maggi cube, tomato paste, and some salt to taste. And I'm also going to be using the oil that I use to fry the goat's meat. I'm just going to filter the oil to take off all those garlic and sage leaf and the onions that are fried inside the oil before. I don't want them inside my stew. I'll be adding some diced onions. I'm going to saute for about 2 minutes. I'm going to add salt, tomato paste, and make sure you stir it together. And please do this with a medium heat and continue stirring it because you don't want your tomato paste to get burned. So now I'll be adding some nutmeg, curry, then I'll continue stirring the tomato paste because you have to do this. It's very necessary if you don't want your tomato paste to get burnt. So now I'm going to be adding all the vegetables that I cooked together. Make sure you stir everything together. You want everything to incorporate very well. Then you add the seasoning. Stir and cover it and allow it to cook. I'm going to stir everything together very well. Make sure you stir it very well because you don't want your tomato stew to get burnt at the bottom. So now our stew is done. I'm just going to filter all the oil out of the stew because I don't really need this oil. I just need the oil to fry the tomato stew, that is all. So here is the oil that I just take out from the stew. I'm going to set it aside for later. So as you can see, I've washed my rice ahead. Why did I do that? Because I want all the water to drop out of the rice because I don't need too much water inside this jollof rice. I don't want the rice to be too soft. So now I'll be pouring the rice inside my baking pan. I'm going to be pouring the tomato stew. So now I'm going to be adding the goat meat stock. Then I'll make sure that I mix everything together very well. Then I'll add a little amount of water. Don't add too much water. Just a little amount of water is okay. And you want the water to be almost the same level with the rice. Then make sure you mix everything together very well. I'll add the bay leaf. I'm going to use my parchment paper to cover it before I'll use the foil paper to cover it. Then I'm going to bake it in my oven for about 190 degrees. I'm going to be checking the rice time to time because I will not give you the exact time. I'll just go and check it until the rice is nicely cooked. I'm going to make sure that I stir everything together very well. I'll try to bring the up to the down and the down to the up so that all the rice will cook evenly. I'm going to be adding some chopped vegetables to add more colors to the rice. And make sure you mix all the vegetables with the rice together. I'm going to be adding some cubes of butter. That will help the rice to bake very well. So now you want to make sure your rice is okay for you. Maybe if you want to add more stew, you want to add more vegetables, you want to add anything, this is the right time for you to add everything to your taste. Then you cover it with the foil paper and the parchment paper and put it back inside the oven for the final baking. So if you have watched to this minute, thank you so much. I really appreciate. So guys, do your sister a favor by hitting that subscribe button just to help this channel, and remember to set the notification bell icon to all so that you never miss any of my upcoming delicious video that I will be uploading in my channel. So guys, here is the final result of our oven baked jollof rice. This jollof rice was really delicious, so you can go and try it out. Thank you so much, and I love you all guys, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Ciao, bye bye.